Good evening, everybody. I guess all of you are well. This is Rahul Sengupta once again to be here with you with one of the topics which I had been wanting to, very happily discuss with you, which is conflict management. As the word conflict management goes, it's a very easy thing which to understand that conflict is everywhere, which we see across right away this moment, or maybe years ago also we have been seeing a lot of conflicts has been happening throughout. So to start with conflict management, we have 2 points to understand out here is conflict can happen at home, conflict can happen at the workplace, both. So let us see what I mean to have for you in conflict management. To start with, so it's a live webinar on Zoom. It was a old program which was not recorded actually for all of you. So now it is there with all of you. We can just simply understand. So what do we see in the picture is that a boss is trying to get rid of an employee which is very tired of, maybe possibly the picture says so. So it's a conflict somewhere. Let us see what we have. So conflict management, as I said, can be in the workplace itself, at your office, at your business place, and conflict management can be in your home as well, which I guess is a lot more compared to the offices. Let us now understand that at the workplace, what can be the conflicts, what type of conflict can be there. It can be within an individual, it can be between two individuals, it can be within a team of individuals, it can be between two or more teams within an organization. So these are some things which are very common. We'll just go on discussing about it. Let us see what we have for you in details. So we'll one by one try to discuss about all these portions. We have already discussed this slide. So now we will get into the details of all these points. When we say intra, which means within the individual, which we were just looking at the earlier slide, and we have two things mainly out here, intra and inter. Let us understand the difference. When we say intra, it means within. When we say inter, it means between. So when we say intrapersonal conflicts, which means which are occurring within the person, involving decisions that an individual must make about the personal goals, use of time, moral questions. It can be anything. Someone who feels bad because he knows he should get out and watch TV as an intrapersonal conflict. So basically, the interpersonal conflict means a conflict between you and your mind. So when, say, suppose you are disturbed for some reason, which is very occasional and very common with every individuals like us, when we are disturbed, we are actually, having a conflict between us, which is called an intra-conflict. So when there is an intra-conflict, we are fighting with us, ourselves, with our mind. Then what we do is we try to make our mind in a different way. We try to diverse our mind. Say, suppose we go and watch a movie in a YouTube channel, or maybe we listen songs, maybe we start singing, or maybe we go and gossip with one of our friends. We try to get out of that situation to avoid the conflict between ourselves. So that is intrapersonal when it happens between you and your mind. I guess this is clear. Now this interpersonal conflict, what happens? What is the flow chart of it? Why it happens? It happens because of the need, because of the deficiency. So there is some sort of deficiency which is in our mind, which is creating this interpersonal conflict. That deficiency is most of the times it is personal, it can be professional also, for which we are not happy at times. So when there is a need, there is a drive. So what happens is when there's a need of a situation is demanding that you should go into peace, so you take a drive. Okay, so you have you look for direction. So there is a deficiency in the direction also. What happens is when you take the drive, you have most of the times we have a barrier. If you want to go, at the midnight, we're not well. Say suppose we're having a conflict in the midnight. So the drive is you want to go outside and walk around. Is it possible at 2 p.m. in the night, 2 a.m. in the night to go and walk around? No, it's not possible. So there can be a lot of barriers. You want to go out, but your family is obstructing you. You want to go out, but you want to go for a short tour or a long drive. There's something which is a barrier. Sometimes this barrier, when it comes continuously to us, it can lead to frustration also. So I'm unable to fulfill my need, though I'm trying to take a drive. The barrier is causing a frustration. Otherwise, if you are not coming across any barrier, you are reaching your goal. The reduction of drives is low and the deficiency is fulfilled. So the deficiency was the need, which is now fulfilled because you have achieved your goal. So it is very important to remember this flow chart from need to goal, and it happens with us. After finishing with the intrapersonal, let us move into the interpersonal conflict. These are more visible to the outsiders, and they occur between two or more individuals. So it is say between me and you and some other. So it's visible. People can see there is a conflict. It can be fight, it can be arguments, it can be difference of opinion, it can be a debate, it can be anything. Say for an example, Sandra wants to use the car to go to the school. After the school, she wants to go for a job, but her mother wants the same car to go for grocery shopping. So the conflict is interpersonal. The target is the car. Both of them want the same car to reach different destinations. So these two are having the interpersonal conflicts between them because of their needs. So again, here need is a factor, but the conflict is between two or more people, and it is very visible. People can see that. Having said that, after finishing the intra and the interpersonal conflicts, we come into the intra-group conflicts. These conflicts occur between individual members of the same group. Say for there are two groups, A and B, and between the members, there is a conflict. Say a group contains 5 each members, so 5 plus 5, 10 members in two groups. So there is a debate. It can be a team, it can be a family. So there is a debate between the team members themselves. They're not arguing to a decision. They are not, landing up to some conclusion because the decisions are different. Whatever they are saying is not common. So, for example, a school facility that is divided over whether students should be allowed to leave at lunchtime is experiencing an intra-group conflict. So there's a school which is wanting to announce a fixed time for the lunch, and the students are having an intergroup conflicts between them because some of them don't want that time to be given for lunch. Some of them are feeling that the lunch time is low. Some of them are feeling that the lunch time is very, very too high to be given. So there is an intergroup conflict between them. After having finished the intra-group, let us understand what is an intergroup conflict. And we can easily understand from the word inter is between. So when there are two groups or more than two groups, regardless of the size of the group, maybe classes, maybe teams, maybe nations as well. It can be a global issue as well. So the conflict between two gangs, for an example, this can lead to a very ruthless conflict. But when we say of a nation or maybe a global issue, which we have seen for so many years, we are experiencing right now also, that there are conflicts between intergroups. So two groups are having different, way of mind of thinking. So they are unable to come to a conclusion because of the conflict. So the experts say that if you want to completely, elevate, remove, not to elevate, to delete the conflict, you have to understand the WAC's method. What is a WAC method? WAC method says W for what's bothering you. So what is the reason that is bothering you is W. A is what you want to ask the person to do. So that means you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do? Do you want to increase the level of conflict, or do you want to just stop it down? And check it to see if what you have asked for can happen. So you have to check it out, that have you really asked yourself that yes, I want to stop this conflict. If you just see the chart title on the right side, we can see there are different percentages which are given, and this is a chart which says that 29% of the conflicts are due to personal reasons, 24% of the conflicts are due to professional reasons, 21% are for social reasons, 17% are for economical reasons, and others are 9%. So this is how 100% coverage has been seen. This is a graph which is on an average globally been seen that these are the percentage why the conflict is happening personally, professionally, socially, economically, and maybe some other reasons also. So here we have a chart which we can just follow very simply in conflict management. Now what I want you and I want you to. I want you means you are wanting. to win or lose is the situation. So to win, you have two options. Either it's a situation which can be a win-win situation, where you go into an argument, you go into a conflict and you win that. Or maybe it's a winning situation. But when we go to a lose situation, it's a win-lose situation. You know, you can win, you can lose also. So there, when you lose, it's a lose situation for you in a conflict. And when you say, I want to lose, it can be a lose-win situation. So if you want to lose, you will lose because you have made up your mind to lose and let the other win. Because sometimes when you are losing something and let others win, you feel happy about it. And there can be the last prospect, which is lose-lose situation, where we lose everything when we get into a conflict. So a lot of people have been experiencing these four-way situations in their life. So you have to choose what you want to do depending on the situation. Now this conflict management, basically the word conflict says to fight, to battle, to be in opposition. You can write an anagram, you know, with the words CONFLICT and find out what can be the possible meaning of conflict after understanding all these things. Now let us see what is the conflict loop and how to break it. Let's review the elements. You have to be aware, you have to be able to support, and you have to be willing to open to learn. So once you are aware, if you want to break the negative conflict loop, you must be able to be aware of the patterns. Which are the patterns you are in the conflict? Patterns means the patterns we have been discussing in the earlier ones, inter, intra, all those. So once you understand the pattern and the fact that how those are responding to you personally, the conflict way can change, and probably you should be willing, we will be willing to change our behavior, and we'll try new ways of dealing with the conflict, and then we become open to learn. So new skills will be developed into us. We get into the conflict, we find a new way how the conflict can be handled, and we become able to support also others when they're handling any type of conflict. We possibly can give them some suggestions, and the same changes that we are making with us, they can also implement, and probably they can get out of this. There are certain defense mechanisms in conflict management, like aggression, identification, compromise. It can be displacement, it can be withdrawal, it can be acceptance, it can be compensation, it can be fixation, and it can be forgetfulness also. Sometimes we might become very aggressive about a conflict. Sometimes we may forget about a conflict. Sometimes we fix up, make it a permanent thing into our mind. Sometimes, you know, we compromise with the conflict. Sometimes we withdraw ourselves. Okay, fine, I'm not going into it. Sometimes we identify what is the type of conflict and we try to resolve. And this can be certain defense mechanism we can continuously use. So at the end of this conflict management, let us understand the cause of conflict, resources and psychological needs. These are is a very simple example that your elder sister stays with you. You are two brothers and one sister, so three siblings together, and your mother is also staying with you. So say suppose your sister gets married, moves to a different room or house, or maybe she gets married and she goes with her husband away, her room becomes vacant. Now both of you brothers have been sharing the same room for so long of time, but suddenly when your sister leaves the room, you want to get into the room, you know, and both of you want to take charge of that room. And your mother also says that I want a saving room, I will also want to go and, you know, take that room. So that there is a conflict. Now you have to understand what type of conflict this is. There can be different multiple situations in our daily life where we can face this different type of interpersonal and intrapersonal conflicts, where we can identify and possibly find out the defense mechanisms with the WAC method, and probably we can find out a solution to the conflict management. So thank you very much for watching my session. I'll again come live and try to give you some new ideas on some new subjects. Till then, I guess you will take care of yourself. We are undergoing a very difficult pandemic situation, all of us globally, but hope everything will be, by the grace of God, become fine. So thank you very much for coming and watching my videos. Take care.